You were born to create your dreams. And it's actually so easy. It's so effortless because it's natural to who you truly are as the creator of your life. You see, even if you don't identify as creative or think of yourself as a creator, you are creating your reality in each and every moment. And your life is the embodiment of the greatest masterpiece that you will ever produce in your life. That is who you truly are. At the essence of your being is a creator. But somewhere along the way, we were brainwashed to believe that we're a consumer, that we need to work and sell ourselves, sell our time, sell our energy, sell out our gifts, our natural talents and abilities for security, for a sense of safety, for a sense of familiarity and predictability, all of which is undermining that infinite creator that you are, because it's undermining the imagination of your true self. And as a child, you knew this so naturally, so effortlessly. You lived in that pure, unlimited world of your imagination. And we somehow grew up and started to take life seriously, and we started to take on the fears and the limiting beliefs of a society which is just afraid to live, afraid to create, afraid to be seen, afraid to get outside of the comfort zone, break outside of the box that's containing most of us into this rat race, chasing something that is not fulfilling, trying to get somewhere which is not true, just to feel comfortable, just to feel secure, just to feel like we belong. But all the while, you're selling out your soul. And it's so much less than what you're meant for because, again, this natural, innate imagination is always already here within you. It's a flame that never dies out. No matter how many times you turn away from it, no matter how many times you neglect it or abandon it, it is still there, like that child within you that just wants to play, just wants to create. It sees no risk. It sees no consequences. It just sees a playground. It just sees opportunity to express, to imagine, to create, to become. It sees it all as play. But you see, that's what the world has conditioned us to believe, is that it's not play, that it's actually risky, that we have something to lose, that we have to plan ahead and prepare for retirement or a rainy day, all of which never comes. And even if it comes, it's what? You just want to have some money in the bank or some sense of security so that you can be what? Be stuck. You see, I realized this very, very young, that I looked around and I thought, people are crazy. They're living a life that is not theirs, denying that truth of who they are for conforming, fitting in, just so that one day, hopefully, they can live the life that they want when they're too old and incapable and not having the energy anymore to do it. All the while, these dreams are coming up and these desires are bubbling to the surface and these inspirations are just fleeting. They're just falling to the wayside. And it's such a shame because it's actually so easy. It's so effortless. But we overcomplicate it because of these limiting beliefs and these fears and these expectations and the insistence on what we need to do and who we need to become and all the things that we need to improve and acquire, all the things that we think we need in order to do what we want to do. But actually, it's so much easier. It's so much more immediate. And it's so much more intelligent. But the mind and the ego has grabbed onto this and made it into something that it needs to do, when actually it's all intelligently unfolding when you just are receptive to it, when you love yourself and embrace yourself and allow yourself to recognize it and to act on it and to recognize the fears and limiting beliefs that are holding you back from it and sabotaging it, and to just take a moment to understand them, understand why you pick them up, and understand why you believe in them, understand why you hold on to them, and then once and for all just let go of them and commit yourself to acting on your inspiration, because that is the guidance that is leading you towards the manifestation and the realization of everything that is meant for you as the creator of your reality, out of the blueprint of your individuality. Because at the heart of your heart is a vision, which in this life has threads into all sorts of different desires and manifestations and creations that you're meant to produce, to generate in this life. And it's not meant to be a struggle. It's not meant to be hard work. It's not meant to take a lot of energy and a lot of time. It's not meant for you to go to school and get a certification and approval and validation from all these people in order to feel like you're now ready and capable. It's actually just the remembering that you are that child with a pure, unbridled, unlimited imagination, which is all that you need. It is that infinite intelligence and box of possibilities, infinite possibilities, that once opened is like Pandora's box. You can never close it again. It's just going to burst forth into your life if you could only just be receptive to it, be in alignment with that inner intuition, which is leading you in the direction of all these things effortlessly, easily. And then having the courage to act on that inspiration. And I've known this my entire life. So have you. It's just that we sometimes choose to not believe it, not trust it, not give ourselves permission to act on it. But time and time again, I've remembered and I have acted. I remember a few years ago when I was living in Whistler, Canada, after traveling for a year across the country and landing in this beautiful paradise of Whistler, which is a little ski resort in the middle of the mountains. It's in the late spring, it's an oasis because you can ski down the hill and get to the bottom in the valley and swim in the lakes. And I remember coming into this place for the first time and being like, I've just landed in heaven. And a few months later, I moved there. And it was following this guidance that I started to tap back into this imagination, this creative spark within me after years of working for a bank, selling myself out, undermining that creative spark within me. And once I got to Whistler, everything awakened again. And I started having all these ideas. I created a branding agency and a marketing company that I was going to work with all the local companies. And I got to meet all these amazing, inspiring, creative people and help them grow their businesses and build out websites and online social media presences and help them with their strategic development of their business. And that was so fulfilling. And it was so incredible because it started to connect me with the whole community there. And the more people I met, the more I realized what the next step of my journey was, my calling was in this chapter of Whistler, is that I wanted to create a space to bring all these people together, a creative hub. And this was in the early days of co-working. It was not really a thing then. But I remember the day that I had the idea. It was like a bolt of lightning that hit me. It was like, I'm going to create a shared office, a co-working space, an event hall where I can bring these people together and I can just hang around them and I can get to know them and we can create together and co-create this beautiful unfolding of this community and of this co-creative nature of being in this beautiful oasis, this paradise of Whistler, but following our passions and creating from our heart and building businesses that were truly meaningful and purposeful and impactful, giving back to the community. And this was something that unfolded so naturally because once I had this idea, I didn't have anything else but the idea. I only had my creative imagination. I only had the will to follow it through and the inspiration to act on the next breadcrumb that was leading me to the realization of this beautiful space, which is what I called it, space, which came together in a few short months, actually. Because once I had the idea, I was determined to find a space. So I was looking around everywhere for spaces. And one of the cafes that I'd love to go to was called Camp. And I started to get to know the owner. And one day when I was looking online, I found this space. And I went to visit it. And I realized that the owner of this cafe that I was so inspired by, she had a, a design agency. She had an interior and building space to help businesses create their physical environments. And as I was walking to check out this office space that I was inevitably going to rent, I went afterwards and knocked on her door and I said, I've just found the space and I want to work with you and I want you to help me design this and bring this to life. And that was just the next breadcrumb. And along the way, as this was unfolding, I met everyone else that was going to help bring this to life. And I share this with you because we think that we have to have it all figured out. We think that we have to have the credibility and the legitimacy and the certifications and all these funny things that the world says we need in order to be ready and capable. But actually, all you need is your own creativity. All you need is your own conviction, your own confidence. And all you need is the receptivity to act on your inspiration and to see it through. Because that's the way that this happened. And less than a year after having that creative spark and allowing that to guide me to find the investors that would help fund it and to find the members to help bring it to life and to help have the community be on board so that this could be a space where everyone comes together. It came together not by my action, by my will alone, but by the co-creation of many creators. And this is where putting yourself out there, sharing your ideas when you feel ready for it, and trusting in that guidance is all that you need. It really is the greatest resource that you have at your disposal, is that inner intuition. And actually, even more valuable than money is the currency of your creativity, of your imagination, which is an infinite supply. It is abundance itself. And that's why you have everything that you need to create what you want. If you only were to trust yourself, if you were to only reclaim that inner child who is dreaming, scheming, imagining, and desiring to create constantly, and you act on this and you realize that the risks that we were believing were really consequential are actually not. You learn along the way, you grow along the way, and actually the end result, the outcome is not really what matters. It's the process, it's the unfolding, it's the journey, it's the adventure, it's the learning, it's the connection along the way that is truly gratifying and enriching. It is truly the fulfillment of it all. And now that I'm here in Vietnam and I've been traveling the world for the last 5 years and dreaming up the next iteration, the next chapter of what I'm going to create. And if you remember, a few weeks ago, I made a video sharing my desire to create a cafe or a hotel or a boutique kind of property, Airbnb, to rent out and welcome people from all over the world. And well, it's coming together, actually. And I don't have too much to share right now, and that's because it's unfolding and I don't know where it's going, but I can tell you that there's something happening. And with all of you that I've met in the last year of growing this YouTube channel from 0 to 20,000 subscribers, as I've again followed my creative spark and acted on my inspiration, the dream, the vision with this is to have a home, a big home, like a bigger home than I could ever need, and invite many of you to come and stay and have it as this creative hub again where we can all dream together and imagine together and create from our hearts together and allow this to be an incubator, an accelerator for our dreams, and together to co-create pure magic and to birth a whole new world of harmony, of playfulness, of love, of light, of imagination that our inner children all want and all already exist within. And so I'm working on it. And if you have any desire or resonance with this, then I'd love to connect with you, and maybe we can brainstorm and we can think about the different ways that this can go. And I already have quite a vision for it, but this is going to be much bigger than me, just as space was in Whistler. This is going to be a much bigger project, and I want it to be a beautiful retreat and experience and hub for many people from all over the world to come and to give permission to access those deeper parts of you so that you can bring to the world all that you were meant to from the unique blueprint of your soul, so that this world can be a reflection of that infinite light that we all are. And there's nothing more in the world than I want than for the awakened, aligned creators to come together and to dream up a whole new way of being. And so that's what this is. And that's the essence of my Aligned Creator Blueprint. It's the 40-page document that I've referenced many times. And if you don't already have your copy, just comment Creator down below and I'll send you a link where you can download your blueprint today and go through prompts and questions and exercises and integrative practices to tap back into that imagination, that creativity, so that you can align with your true self and you can manifest your dreams, because that's why you're here. And so, what are you waiting for? It is the most fulfilling thing you will do to be yourself, to love yourself, and to allow yourself to create all that you desire. And so again, if you want to have access to this, comment Creator down below and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think about this, and if you have any ideas or dreams of your own. And perhaps we can maybe jam a little and brainstorm about what this could be, because it's happening. And I'm so excited about that.